Good morning friends, welcome back to FinClasses. Having studied about software, now we look at programming languages and try to understand different types of programming languages. Let us move to the first slide to understand what is a programming language. Programming language is a formal language that specifies a set of instructions for a computer to perform specific tasks. Why? Because in the last session we have seen that a system can understand only a low level language and it cannot understand a high level language that we humans usually use. We'll try to understand what is. A programming language is used to write software programs and applications and control and manipulate computer systems. If you see the right side picture, here we can see at the bottom we have computer hardware, which basically is managed by a machine language that a computer knows, and there is assembly language which is intermediary between high level language and machine language. Because we don't understand machine language, assembly language was also introduced some time back, and now we are using high level language. We'll try to understand what are these in individually. So basically, as we keep on discussing, there are two languages, low level language and high level language. Low level language is meant for the machine and high level language is meant for the humans. Most popular programming languages as in today include C, Python, C++, Java, Scala, R, Ruby, Go, Swift and JavaScript. This list goes like this. There are a lot of programming languages. Now let us move to the next slide to understand each one of that we are talking about. We are talking about low level language. As we know that computer can understand only binary form. That is, it talks about in only in zeros and ones. It doesn't understand anything other than zeros and ones. And these zeros and ones has to be kept in a structured way to understand it that what we are talking or what command that we are giving to the computer. So there are basically two types of languages under low level, which are called as machine level language and assembly language. The machine level language is a language that consists of a set of instructions that are in the binary form that we are talking about. And the assembly language is a little bit better than machine language because every machine has its own separate language but consisting of zeros and ones. So one programming language or one machine language developed for a particular computer may not work for the other computer. So that is a limitation that we have. And when it comes to, and there is a lot of possibility of going raising errors while using zeros and ones. So there is another language that is developed which is called assembly language, which is basically uses some structured English and simple English terms that so that we can understand and even the system can understand. Again, the same, these commands like move, subtract, etc. are English words are again converted into uh, machine level language so that the machine will understand. At the same time, we are also in a good place to understand certain, easily write and understand certain commands. So for this, as I am telling you, a translator that is very much required, which can convert that assembly language into machine language, which is called translator or assembler, that will be existing in every system. And coming to high level language, a high level language is a programming language that allows a programmer to write programs which are independent of a particular type of computer. Means it is universal, that the program once installed in any computer that it can work irrespective of the software. Irrespective of the software means it is not something like an Android based software application will work on the iOS based software application, or Linux based application will work on the Windows based or Mac based. So it is not like that, but majority for all Android based, all Mac based, all Windows based, all Linux based softwares, they can have a single application that can work in a number of systems that are loaded with those type of particular software. And again, a compiler is required because high level language is understood by people, and that compiler will make the system to understand what we are actually writing in the code. Major types of procedural languages, programming languages, we'll try to understand. Again, that is categorized into 5 parts. Majority. We'll try to understand what are these things, because procedural programming languages, the name itself says a procedural language follows a sequence of statements and commands in order to achieve a desired output. A procedure is written which is reusable and can be used in n number of programs independent of a particular program. So once a procedure is used, once the steps are created in a particular procedure, we can call, let's say, procedure 1, P1. So we can call the particular procedure in any program and we can use it. So the main examples are C, C++, Java. And functional programming languages. The name itself says functions. Those who are very familiar with Excel, they will be using functions, right? Those are nothing but functional functions that are already developed and kept in the database of a particular program. So rather than focusing on the execution of statement, functional languages focus on the output of mathematical functions and evaluations. We see a lot of things in Excel, right, to add, subtract, and do statistics and regression and everything. So there are already available functions. So a particular program is written to perform a mathematical calculation and return a result, which is reusable in n number of programs. So those are called functions. So we can simply call a function to add, subtract, multiply, divide, or do a statistical work, something like so. Examples will be Scala, Erlang, Haskell, and all these things. Then we have come across object-oriented programming languages. If you have a familiarity between software, so we were actually using the traditional waterfall model, which is nothing but developing a particular program from the top-down approach, which has a lot of limitations. For example, after writing a lot of code, at the end of the execution or planning, there we might have occurred a very big bug in the program. Then probably the entire effort that has taken from the top writing of the entire code will be useless, and the testing and all these things has to do from the for the entire thing from the scratch again and again. But when object oriented programming has come to overcome these decisions, basically a program is divided into small objects, which is the bottom up approach, and these objects can be reused at any point of time in any program, which is called OOPS, object oriented programming. And the best example that we started with OOPS is C++. Also we have Java, Python, and PHP. PHP is something like what Facebook has started using it on the web. And we have scripting languages. There are a lot of repetitive tasks that we are doing. So to automate those tasks, to reduce the manual intervention, scripting languages are very useful. They manage dynamic web content and reduce the repetitive tasks. Some common scripting languages are PHP, Ruby, and Python. We also nowadays have Blue Prism and all, which are very famous for automation of tasks that a human need not do. And we have logical programming languages, the fifth part. So it focuses on, instead of telling a computer what to do, a logical programming language expresses a series of facts and rules to instruct the computer how to make decisions. So it is more advanced than what we have keep on doing it. So it has the decision making capacity based on the situation to an extent. Examples called prolong, abscess, and data log. So these are the basics of different major types of programming languages. Hope this is understood and helpful. Thank you.